sure. Yeah.
So what do you feel about the state of the sneaker culture right now?
Yeah.
Like with everything that you just spoke about, bots, all those things, like do you think that it's a wave that'll eventually die down or you think this is the end?
Yeah, no, I think like anything else, markets are going to ebb and flow. I think that my personal take is I think that we're not in the greatest economy. And so I think that because of that, you look at like sales for a company like Nike and they're going to try to push out as many silhouettes as possible.
As many.
Low price. The Dunks.
I can't even see them coming. I'm just in the store like, oh, when did they drop that?
It's every colorway,
Everywhere.
color combination you could possibly think of. And I think it's an easy shoe to wear if they push every color possible, right? Like you're going to find something that works for you. So I think things like that oversaturate the market. I also think we live in LA, and so naturally we're always going to feel oversaturation quicker than a different state, you know, that doesn't have as much access. But I do think the industry will come back. I'm really interested to see what some of these other brands that have been more activewear driven, like New Balance, Asics. I love what they bring to the sneaker scene. I will through and through be a Jordan girl, but I absolutely appreciate them. There's some collabs I'm really excited for this year. I don't know if you've seen the Jack Harlow New Balance. When I tell you,
man, all of the New Balance collabs that are coming out, and, you know, New Balance are some of the most comfortable shoes that I've ever worn. I used to work in an industry where I had to walk a lot, especially on Fridays. We took walking field trips. Oh, wow. And I remember owning these neon orange New Balances. I can't even find them to this day, but they were the most comfortable shoes I've ever worn in my life. So when they did this revamps that they're doing, I'm like, oh, now I want them all.
I will wear New Balance all day.
All day, every day.
Absolutely.
Shout out to New Balance. But yeah, I love it.
Amen.
I'm here for it. So let's talk about some price points. I know you mentioned that you look at the sneaker culture through the lens of investments. You're a sneaker investor, to say. So if I were to name a price, how much could I buy your entire collection for? All those, since we wear the same size.
I don't think I have a huge collection, but I do think that I have some like
hefty,
some meaty items in there. It's probably between 20 and 25K.
I heard that.
Yeah, in that ballpark.
You take installments?
I know. The plan is not to sell them. The plan is to keep them. So
how long do you think you'll be rocking sneakers?
That's a great question. I just saw this interview the other day, and someone was talking about like sneakers are not for older people, like certain silhouettes might look better, and I was like, I don't know. I think that that's kind of defined by individual style. Do I think that maybe the silhouette that I'm interested in will change over time? For sure. I think that that can ebb and flow. But I definitely feel, and this is like myself personally, I love wearing heels because I don't wear them as often anymore. But to have a sneaker, like I just think that it's a little bit more like defining to characteristic. And I think that when I'm shopping for sneakers, I feel that way a little bit more. So I don't see myself not ever wearing, like I don't see myself not wearing sneakers. Yeah,
I agree with you. I think that the silhouettes may change because the older we get, the more we're interested in like comfortability, like, you know, price points, investments. You're looking at, you know, quality over quantity. Absolutely. So I definitely agree. And then just when you've experienced so many different shoes, you realize like I pick shoes based off the event. Like, am I going to be walking up a mountain to Hollywood Bowl? Absolutely. We're not wearing these. So I agree. I think the older we get, those things will adjust. What's the most you've ever spent for a shoe?
I believe it's my Off-White Sale 4s. I will say, like, I have the luxury of, I get the shoes at my buy price as opposed to like the true resale price. So
it's like an employee discount.
I'm grateful for that. But yeah, my Sale 4s, are the most expensive initial purchase. Do
you have like a number, like the highest you'll go on one pair of shoes? The most you'll spend. I really like, I want to sit and wait and think about my purchase before I make it, for sure. If it's a high ticket item, it has to be something that I really have wanted. So like, what are some of your holy grails then? Like so if you think about the most coveted shoe that you have on your to-do list, what's the most you're willing to go? 2,000. And what's on the list?
2,000 would be my highest, like, out of pocket. I would consider trading shoes or doing cash plus a trade for a shoe, as much as I don't want to get rid of. I have some that have been in there. You have a section
like y'all could go. Y'all could step. If it came down to it, y'all could step.
A little row. Like I'll see you later.
Yeah.
Like, I'll come back to you at a later point kind of thing.
It's a part of the game.
Yeah.
I love that. I think that's a fun part of the game.
I try not to have to rotate. The shoes that really are on the top of my list are not crazy expensive. They're just a little bit harder to find. I've always loved Dornbeckers. I think that for anybody who doesn't know, the Dornbecker is a child's hospital, and so Nike gives them a platform every year. The children that are in the hospital get to design sneakers, and then Nike picks a student or a child to be able to actually release their shoe. The Dornbecker Vomeros, which are the all orange with like the Velcro patches. When those shoes came out, I was like, what is this? And then I was like, okay, hold on. I hadn't fully wrapped my mind around like the impact that shoe could make in my collection, but now that's definitely a shoe that I really would love to have in my collection.
Have you been actively seeking it out?
You know, I don't really actively seek out anything.
It's like if you stumble upon it.
Yeah, the Olivia Kims are the only ones that I really was like posting. Like, if anyone has these in a size 8, bring them in. But no, I really try to wait for them to come to me. I think that is also kind of a part of, you know, when people go to Vegas and play the machines, everyone has their own trick. Rub the machine, pat the machine. You know, I think for me, like, I'd rather wait for the shoe to come to me, and there's a meaning behind that. But
definitely, you attract what?
Yeah, exactly.
I get that.
Manifest it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm gonna manifest these ones.
Yeah.
I have a few that I need to manifest. I have a whole list. We're not going to even get into that. But I definitely have a list. But speaking of what do I want, if you could speak to the women, our women viewers, what do you suggest any woman should have in her collection?
Yeah,
like if you're an aspiring sneakerhead collector, if you just want to add some kicks to your wardrobe, what do you think every woman should have?
Yeah, I think for anyone who comes into like our store that shops with me to look for, like, I love shoes and I've wanted sneakers, but I don't necessarily know where to start. I think Jordan 1s are like the easiest place for a woman to start. Narrow silhouette, highs. I think highs. I will say, like, I think most women, it takes them a second to get used to the idea of high sneakers, just especially if they wear skirts and shorts and things like that. But I think it's a very versatile sneaker. I also think that Jordan 4s add this layer of kind of streetwear, and if you really want to get into it, you wear 4s. I could suggest some dunks that I think are really nice, that, you know, are more of like a I like this for you versus I like this for me. And I think that there's some dunks that I try to make people stay away from, and then there's dunks that I'm like, okay, let's go through that. We're not doing any of the simple color dunks. Yeah. Like, we're not doing we're not even going to talk about those. It's it's the he who shall not be named. But the simple dunks, like the Cacao Wows or the Gray Fog dunks or the St. John, like, it's just so simple. Like, let's wear dunks that are more fun, like a medium curry, or like the veneers, any of like the veneers, the ceramics, any of those suede packs. I think those are really beautiful dunks. Like, and again, it's a great shoe, easy to wear silhouette, but I think that, you know, we could do a little bit better than just the standard.
How do you feel about the Powerpuff Girl pack?
Obsessed. Yeah, obsessed. I will say again, the creativity, the colorway. I love that all three of them have a different texture. I agree.
They nailed it.
When I first saw them, I was like, the eyes
they look like cartoons.
Off. Yeah, but I thought they were. Quality matters to me a lot also. Sure. If you've seen the Rio Jordan 3s, the J Balvin 3s, those I was like, let's see what the quality comes in as, and they were great. There's some that the quality is not coming in as great these days, but I think that's a big measure indicator for me, and I thought that they did a great job with the quality for those, for the Powerpuff Girls.
They did.
Yeah.
Do you have a sneaker that you regret purchasing?
Yeah, I do. I think in the very beginning when I first started buying sneakers, I really was like in for the hype. Like, let's see what's going to flip for some real bread. I remember the Animal Instinct 3s coming out and being like, ooh, animal print is a vibe. And then the Animal Instinct 11s came out, and it's just black, white, and it's pony hair across the toe, which again, my texture is that thing. But it's like a cowhide print. And I thought that they were going to be dope. And I remember wearing them one time, like, oh, I don't know if I really like these. So I sold those. I wanted to hold on to them, but I was like, yeah, I just am not really feeling those. So not a regret, but a shoe that I thought for sure was going to be like a thing and was not.
Is it that like once they're on, they give you a different vibe, or is it just like the fits didn't work out?
Yeah, I think that 11s, I don't have the wardrobe for 11s unless I'm wearing like a skirt. I'm wearing a skirt today, but it's not like my typical attire. Yeah. But also I think that the shoe is just still like a very simple shoe. Yes, the pony hair is the pony hair, but it just wasn't significant enough. Yeah.
I respect that.
Yeah.